NRL back here with another tipping video today, and this is my round 15 NRL tips for the 2021 NRL season. So yeah, we've got some pretty actually tough games to tip this week. A lot of games that can go either way, and there's some good games as well that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, let's get into my tips, shall we? So the first game is the Broncos and the Rabbitohs on Thursday night at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. So the ins and outs for the home team, the Broncos. I do not think they got any changes after last week's loss to the Raiders, so they've got no changes. The Broncos, for the Rabbitohs, Benji Marshall's been rested, I believe, this week, so replacing Benji Marshall off the bench will be Brandon Burns, I'm pretty sure, and Peter Mamazelos will also be out this week because Damien Cook was obviously rested this week as well, so Damien Cook back to hooker and Mamazelos back to reserve grade, I'm pretty sure. And the rest of the team's the same for the Souths. But in this game, Rabbitohs should win easy. I think Rabbitohs will beat the Broncos 40 points to 16 on Thursday night. Should be an easy win for them. And now the first game of Friday night, it's the Cowboys and the Sharks at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. So the ins and outs for the Cowboys, Kyle Felt is back from a back injury suffered against the New South Wales Blues in State of Origin. And Colin Hess is back from State of Origin as well, starting at prop. And Tom Gilbert will go back to the bench as well for this game. And for the Sharks have Wade Graham out, unfortunately, because of concussions and repeated concussions as well, which is a worry. So Siva Talakai will replace him in the starting back row, while Teague Wilson will join the bench for the Sharks. In this game, I believe the Cowboys will be too strong at home. I think Cowboys will get the win, 24 points to 20 over the Sharks. I believe it will be a very tight game with a couple of points. But yeah, obviously wouldn't be surprised if the Sharks won, but I think just because it's in Townsville, they get Cole Felt back, who's always scoring tries in the Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and I think Cowboys will be determined to stay in the top 8 after this game, so I believe they'll turn up and win the game. And then the last game on Friday night, it's the Panthers and the Roosters at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. The ins and outs of the Panthers, so Panthers pretty much get their whole team back. They get Jerome Luai, Nathan Cleary, Isaiah Yoko, Capel, Liam Martin. All those other players who did play the State of Origin or were part of the squad are now back for the Panthers. That's all big boost for them. But the thing is, Viliami Kikau has done a hamstring apparently this week, so he'll be out, and replacing him in the back row will be Liam Martin, and Isaac Tago will keep his spot off the bench for the Panthers. For the Roosters, since Ben Marshke is out for suspension, Adam Kieran will replace him at starting hooker, while Sam Verrills will make his long-awaited return from an eye injury, and he'll come off the bench in jersey 14. And that seems to be the team for the Roosters right there. In this game, I've got the Panthers to win. I think Panthers will bounce back at home, and I think with everyone on deck for the Panthers, they've pretty much got a full strength team apart from the Kikau. But yeah, look, I think they'll be too strong at home. So I've got Panthers to win, 22 points to 12 over the Roosters. I think the Roosters are facing a bit of patchy form at the moment, so that's why I think they'll lose. But it's a 50-50 game. I think Roosters will turn up, but I don't know. It's a tough game. It can go either way. Should be a good game regardless, though. And it starts Super Saturday. It's the Knights and the Warriors at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. And the ins and outs of the Knights. So there's two big ins for the Knights. Callum Ponga's back from injury for the Knights at fullback, while Mitchell Pearce also returns from a peg injury, so he'll start halfback. And it also looks like that Bradman Best is out, so replacing Bradman Best in the centres, it's Anari Tuala, I believe. And the rest of the team seems to be the same for Knights there. For the Warriors, still Harris Davita's year's over because of a pec injury, so a really bad one, so he'll be out for the rest of the year, and replacing him at halfback is Sean O'Sullivan. And since Kamamalo's now gone to the West Tigers, effective immediately, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will replace him on the wing, with Reece Walsh returning from suspension at fullback. And it looks like Fanua Blake will start at prop with Ben Merck-Masila. And Wade Egan's also out because of concussion, so Jas Tavaga will replace him at hooker. In this game, I think Knights will be too strong. I think back at home, they've got Ponga and Pearce back, And I think, Warriors, I don't know how their confidence will be after that big loss to Storm. I know Knights' confidence wouldn't be much better because of their losses recently, but I feel like just being back at home in Newcastle should be a good crowd there, especially on the Knights side of it. And yeah, just I think Knights with Piers Ponga back gives them a lot of options in attack, and I think they'll be a bit too strong for the Warriors on Saturday, so I'll go Knights to win 26 points to 18. And now the second game of Super Saturday, it's the Dragons and the Raiders at 5:30 p.m. at Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. For the Dragons, I think actually, you know what? For the Dragons, there's no changes after last week's loss or yesterday's loss against the Bulldogs on the Queen's birthday Monday, so no changes to the Dragons there. While for the Raiders also have no changes as well after Saturday's win against the Broncos. In this game, I believe Dragons will actually bounce back. Now, I was very tempted and close to tipping the Raiders. I mean, I was kind of tossing all day between who do I pick, Raiders or Dragons, but in the end, I did get the Dragons because it's at home and Zach Lomax has been named in reserves, and I do assume he will play. So I think if he's playing, I think it's a big boost for the Dragons, and I think they will get the win. So yeah, I'll go Dragons to win. Of a scoreline of 18 points to 14. I think it'll be a pretty close game, but would not be surprised at all if Raiders win. And now the last game of Super Saturday, it's the Storm and the Tigers at Sunshine Coast Stadium in Noosa. And for the team from the Storm, so the Storm have no changes apart from Jesse Bromwich being out this week, and he'll be replaced by Nelson Osofo-Solomon. It'll be Christian Welch who replaces him at prop this week. He's back from concussion. Dean Aramiah drops out for George Jennings in the wing, and the rest of the team seems to be the same for the Storm. While for the Tigers, new recruit Ken Mamalo will play his first Tigers game on the wing with James Roberts shifting from wing to centres, and the other changes are that Billy Walters has dropped out, so Mo Zembai will replace him back at 5'8", and Adam Dewey's also out because of injury, so that means, that obviously means Roberts will go back to the centres then. In this game, I believe Storm will be way too strong for the Tigers, let's face it. I mean, I hope Tigers turn up against the Storm, but I think Storm will just blow them off the park, unfortunately. So I got Storm to win 46 points to 14 over the Tigers on Saturday. And our Sunday footy, it kicks off between the Eels and the Bulldogs at 2 p.m. at Bankwest Stadium. So the ins and outs of the Eels. So Mike Acevo's out with suspension, obviously. So he's getting replaced by a young winger called Sean Russell, who makes his NRL debut for Mike Acevo. And the rest of the team seems to be the same as well for the Eels. And also Will Smith's also out for the Eels off the bench. So Nathaniel Roach will play his first official Eels game off the bench for the Eels. And for the Bulldogs, they've got no changes after yesterday's big win over the Dragons. So, look, in this game, I do believe the Bulldogs will push Eels all the way, because usually between Eels and Bulldogs, it's always pretty tight, the scores, and it's pretty much a gritty sort of game. So, I've got the Eels to win 24 points to 10 over the Bulldogs, but wouldn't be surprised if the Bulldogs do win, but I do believe the Eels will be too good. So, I've gone the Eels 24, Bulldogs 10. And now the last game of round 15, it's the Titans and the Seagulls at Seabus Super Stadium in the Gold Coast. So the ins and outs for the Titans. So Kevin Proctor's out for suspension this week, so he's getting replaced in the back row by Sam Stone. And Esau Masters is also out, so replacing Esau Masters off the bench. I'm pretty sure it's Jai Whitbread. Now for the Seagulls, mainly they've got Sean Kepi back from suspension, so he'll replace Kurt D. Lewis off the bench, and that seems to be the only change for Manly this week. Tom Trbojevic is also back from being arrested for the Cowboys game last Friday. In this game, I do believe Manly will be too strong, winning 32 points to 20 over the Titans. So I do believe Titans put some points in Manly, but Manly will score more and win the game in the end. But guys, that's my tips for round 15 of the NRL. Let me know your tips in the comment section down below. And good luck to your team this week.